So, I have been looking at my art, and while my art is good, it is solidly good. I am proud of the things I make, and sometimes I do surprise myself. Sometimes I create something that's really amazing. But genuinely, while my art is good, I feel like it could be so much better. So I want to try and go on this artist improvement quest and try and see if I do an art tutorial a day for 30 days, can I become a better artist? How much can I improve my art? That's a question we're asking today. See, I've seen a lot of these videos pop up on YouTube of people learning how to draw in 30 days, which I think is so great because really anyone can learn how to be an artist. But I don't see that many artists being like, how much can I improve over 30 days? And I've been looking up tutorials to see if I could learn how to be a better artist through the internet. I mean, I think I can, but I do feel like still a lot of artist tutorials are obviously aimed at beginners. And whilst I think there can be a lot to learn from tutorials aimed at beginners, even if you're more advanced, it's always good to brush up on the basics. I do wonder how much these tutorials might help me improve. So for 30 days, if I dedicate an hour a day to doing an art tutorial that I find on this very website, how much can I improve? So first off, I have to kind of establish some sort of baseline. So I am going to make a painting of this photo, both in gouache and in digital form, just to establish where do my art skills lie today. So I'm gonna go do that, and then I will come back and see how they came out, and then go from there. So I spent a few hours yesterday doing these two paintings. One of them is much better than the other. So these two paintings of that poached egg that I'm very proud of serve as a baseline for my art, and I really do hope I can improve on them, especially this one. I mean, I am a beginner at digital art, but dear lord. And that kind of leads us into my goals for the month, because if you try to improve without any goals, then it's kind of aimless. And one of my big goals is to learn how to use this thing, this drawing tablet that I got for Christmas, and learn how to actually do digital art, because it's very much a different beast than traditional art. My second goal is to improve using gouache. It is basically my favorite medium, but the thing is, with gouache, I never learned how to use it in art school or anything. I never took a class on it. I never used it in any art class. Nobody told me that gouache existed. I figured it out on my own in 2021. Yeah, so maybe it'd be helpful to learn actually how to use it. And then my last kind of goal is just kind of generally to get better at colorful painting, which is what I do a lot. I paint colorfully and just kind of level up my painting, and especially work on color theory and see if I can improve that. So yeah, those are my three main goals throughout the month, and I have my first art tutorial lined up, and it is right here. I'm going to follow this art tutorial on how to paint an apple. I am interested to see if I'm going to learn anything new, because this is an art tutorial for beginners. I'm not a beginner, but I am still interested to see if there's any obvious beginner rule that I am completely just not following. So yeah, this art tutorial is from a lovely pink-haired artist named Sari, whose art practice is called Not Sorry Art, and she does a lot of, instructional videos like this, and I've seen her art before. I love her art, and so I want to see if she can give me any good tips on how to paint. So let's get started with that. So I just did my first art tutorial of the month. I don't really love how it came out. Here it is in all its glory. Oh, and here's the apple, by the way. I ate it. Of course, I was hungry. Oh, and I forgot to mention why this is in like 4 quadrants. In the tutorial, she's like, yeah, tape off 4 quadrants just in case you mess up and then you can start again on a different one. Maybe I'll come back to these quadrants for other tutorials later in the month. Just thought I'd clear that up. But I am not a big fan of how this came out, honestly. And I think that might just be because like I have my way of painting that's kind of been ingrained in me and this was not that. And so I had to get used to that. And I think there were some useful things in there that I learned, but it was kind of a bit stressful, a bit difficult for me because there were like certain things that she focuses on in her painting that I really don't focus on at all, like getting the exact right color. But it was definitely challenging. I was definitely painting in a way, a technique that I am not used to, so I don't love how this came out. I know I could paint it better if I painted it my way, but that's not the point. It's to see if following these art tutorials actually will help me, and I don't know. That's my verdict so far. So I'm gonna do another one tomorrow, and I'll tell you maybe at the end of the week and see if I'm getting any better.
Several days later.
So I have been doing this for a little over a week now, actually kind of closer to 2 weeks. I've been putting off updating you guys, but I think I've improved my art. I think my art is getting better and I've learned a lot of new techniques. And the fun thing is I can kind of take what works for me and my art and leave what doesn't work, which is something you can't do if you're like taking an art class and the professor is like, okay, do this way. And you're like, okay, but I usually do it that way. And so that's the fun thing I think about this. I'm gonna start showing all the things I've made so far. And at first I was kind of focused on creating like a really nice finished piece just because that's my instinct as an artist. But I have stopped doing that. I've been leaning more into like smaller, quicker tutorials because I can get really hyper focused on making a really nice finished art piece whenever I open up my sketchbook. I've been kind of finding more shorter art tutorials that aren't focused on making like a nice finished piece. And I've been playing with those a lot, and then I've been kind of playing in my sketchbook a little more, and so I've kind of gotten back into that. That's been really a helpful thing about this, is I've been realizing that I don't need to make a finished piece every time I open my sketchbook. But anyway, I'm really excited to continue and show you more of what I am gonna make. So I'll check in with you next week maybe? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna try to keep you updated on how this is going.
One week later.
Hello, so I am well over halfway done with this little challenge. It's going pretty good. It's going pretty good. I really do think that my art is improving. Not to compare apples and oranges, but look at this painting of an apple I did. The first tutorial I did versus this painting of an orange I did just yesterday, I think. These oranges, this orange looks much better than this apple. Something that's really been fun to learn as I've been exploring different techniques is it's made me think about what my technique is. Even when I find a technique that doesn't work for me, it makes me actually think about what my process is. And I think it's like been great to try out new techniques and learn what doesn't work for me. It's kind of like I remember when I was in a painting class in college, and I got taught one painting technique, and we were taught like, this is a painting technique you use, this is how you do an underpainting. We weren't taught multiple different techniques, multiple different ways of doing something, and then we got to decide which technique worked best for our style and what we were trying to accomplish. We just had one technique and you had to do it that way. If it didn't work for you or the way you see the world or the way you process things visually or what type of style you were going for, too bad, that's it. You have to do this technique or else you're not going to get a good grade in this painting class. I get to learn all these techniques and decide what works for me and my style and my process and the art that I'm trying to create, and I really enjoy that. And it's also made me learn more about my process and think more about what my process is, because when I paint, I just kind of start painting sometimes. I don't always think about how I'm starting the painting and, you know, but it's been going really great. I'll check in with you when I'm at the end of this little experiment, of this little project that I'm doing, and we shall see how it went. By the way, I filled up that page of that where I taped off the 4 quadrants. I ripped the tape off. It didn't come off really that clean, but you know, I tried, and so I filled it up with little things I made, and here's some more of the stuff I made. Yeah, I think it's going pretty well. I think it's going.
Later.
Okay, so I finally did it. I finally finished 30 days of art tutorials, doing an art tutorial every day for 30 days, and I am so glad that I'm done. Last night I was doing this art tutorial and my drawing program actually crashed, so that was fun. And then I was deciding, should I finish it? Should I not finish it? I decided to go back and just trace over the reference and try to finish the tutorial, but then I was kind of lost anyway. But this is what I ended up making. It was already 3:30 in the morning, but I decided to spend the rest of my night drawing something that I want to draw in my own sketchbook. Which, you know, that's kind of been the frustrating thing about doing these art tutorials, is that it's been really fun and I've definitely learned something every day, but my sketchbook is now like full of like other people's ideas and not my own. And I want to take the stuff I've learned and just play and see what I can do, because I've learned a lot of new techniques and it's been really fun and really great. So let me show you some of the things that I've created this month. I've gotten a chance to make a lot of art with these tutorials, which has been fun. And let me tell you which tutorials are the best, which ones were my favorite, which channels that you should check out if you are looking to get better as an artist, because I feel like something I've learned is not all art tutorials are created equal. Although they have a lot in common. But anyway, I think the best digital art tutorial that I found that I did was from a channel called Fjordwind. It was this one. Another good one that I really liked was from Brad's Art School, and obviously he has a lot of other, you know, art tutorial stuff. So especially if you're a beginner artist, his channel is A+. And then some of my favorite gouache tutorials were Ruth Wilshaw's tutorial for The Quest. That might just be because I really liked the painting that I made from it, but it was fun. I liked it. I don't know. It really made sense, the step-by-step, you know. But also this tutorial from Visual Mind, not like I really like loved the outcome. It was more so I feel like it was really helpful in learning more about how to layer with gouache. And also for gouache tutorials, Sofia Pavan Macias has some really good videos, really fun to watch. If you want to do some colorful gouache paintings, she can help you do that. And that's another thing. Some of these tutorials can be really great if you are experiencing art block, or you are looking for ideas and even if you're an experienced artist and you just don't know what to paint, you just, you know, throw on a tutorial and then it might give you other ideas of what you might, you know, like to paint. And yeah. But anyway, with all that being said, I have to see, did my art actually improve from doing these tutorials, or do I just feel like it has. So now, I don't know if you remember this little photo, I'm gonna try painting it again, both digitally and then gouache-ly. So I'm gonna go get set up and try to do that now. And yeah. So I painted this photo for a second time now, both traditionally with gouache and then digitally on a program called GIMP. And do you want to see how it turned out? Did I improve after 30 days of YouTube art tutorials? That is the question. I think the answer is... Well, first, let me show you. Okay, so this is the gouache painting I did 30 days ago, 1 month ago. And this is the one that I did yesterday. I was like really shocked. I was worried that like when I was painting it, I was so worried that I was like, what if this shows no improvement at all? What if it looks worse? But it's really crazy. Yeah, the detail is, there's a lot more detail there. There's a lot more contrast as well, and I feel like I knew how to handle the gouache better. Yeah, so that's really exciting actually, and I painted each one of them in an hour. I timed myself, so that's not a factor. And then let's look at the digital painting. Here is the one I painted 30 days ago. And here is the one I painted yesterday. I think it looks, I mean, it's still not that great. I'm still not great at digital art. There's a long way to go here, but it looks a lot better. I think just even the colors are a lot brighter. Yeah, I knew what I was doing way more. So I think this type of improvement over a month, I feel like that's a lot of improvement for 1 month. You know, I'm pretty impressed with myself. You could be over here like, well, duh, you're gonna improve if you paint every day for a month, like, duh. But I think, I don't know, I really wasn't sure if I would improve by doing these little art tutorials on YouTube because I wasn't sure as an intermediate artist if those art tutorials would be at all helpful, if following a step-by-step tutorial would really, how much it would teach me, really. So I really like seeing the improvement. I think that's the fun thing about art, is you get to see the improvement. And I mean, I don't know, I feel like this is a lot of improvement over 1 month. And I think this goes to show that yes, art tutorials on YouTube can be really helpful. Now I'm excited to now just not be doing this every day, but I will go back and do them periodically, and I left a link to the playlist below, which I made of all the art tutorials that I did, so you can go look at some of them and maybe try them out yourself. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. And yeah, let me know what you think. Drop a comment down below. Do you think my art improved? Do you think I'm just seeing that because I wanted to improve? But yeah, I think it came out pretty good. I think I had a fun time, so hope you had fun too. By the way, if you liked my art, please check out my art Instagram. That's where I post most of my art. Yeah, you'll probably like what I post on there if you like the art that you saw in this video. So yeah. Bye!